Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Maggie. Today I wanted to do a makeup therapy session to try to combat some of the deep sadness I'm feeling for the world right now. So the first order of business, we have to go into my adorable serotonin-filled cake bowl thing and pick out some happy clips that will make me feel amazing. And so I decided to go for the calcifer ones because they look angry and confused and disappointed, as I'm sure some of us are feeling. Then I took the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette with that shade Dreamy, just as like a nice lilac pink color. I love it. It's like the same color as a cushion I have on my couch, and I thought, let's whip this out. When I did my eyeshadow organization slight declutter, I found this palette and that shade really spoke to me, so I was like, let's put this on my eyes. I just know it's gonna make my chocolatey amber eyes really warm with that opposite color on the wheel. And I took a nice pointed eyeshadow brush and did like a kind of cat eye shape with it. This eye always turns out so much better than the other one. I eventually got there with the other one. It's just some reason it takes it longer to do. I think this eye is a lot less hooded than the other one. My other eye is more hooded, which I wish I could correct, but at the same time, who cares? It's just an eyelid. There's worse things happening in the world than one of my eyelids being slightly hooded. I tried to do this in the sunlight, which would bring even more serotonin to my life, because anything sparkly is going to look even better in the sunlight. But the whole time I also kept thinking about this TikTok I saw of this girl who found out she had a freckle on her eye, and she was like, oh, cute. But then the eye doctor was like, no, not cute. That can turn into cancer. And she was like, oh, what do you do if that happens? They were like, nothing, you rip your eye out. So the whole time I was like, I wish there were eye drops that had sunscreen in them. Maybe there are. I need to look into that. But that would be nice. How have they not created that? But now every time I step outside, sunglasses are on my eyeballs because I'm scared. But sometimes you need a little sunlight, but also protect your eyeballs. After I finally got there with that other eye, I was complete. You could stop there. But I need glitter. I need all the glitter in the world to be on my eyes right now, on my body. Everywhere I look, it needs to be glittery. So I took that into my own hands and I brought out my Z palette that's full of pressed glitters. They're from Colourpop. And I honestly cannot tell you what the other ones are from right now because my brain is rotting out of my head from just being sad all the time. But look at that. Does that not spark pure joy? Oh, I will put the ones I used down below. I think most of them were the Colourpop ones with the big ones. That like confetti silver one I also used, and it's from a specific brand that is escaping my brain right now. To leave as much footage of these glittery sparkly things in because it brings me joy, and I know a lot of the world wants some joy right now, and glitter brings that. And I was super enjoying all the mega sparklies. I mean, look at that. Oh, I wish the whole world was like this. Imagine, maybe it would be a better place if some objects or the sky looked like this. Oh. I did wet my eyelid a little bit, and then I just started pressing whatever glitter spoke to me onto my eyelid and just created so much like fairy essence on there. It was very Galinda with an extra sparkle of like a bubble. It was really reminding me of my little hand mirror I was using. I show it later, but it's very opalescent. And look at that. Sparkly, joyful. Give it to me. I love it. What have you guys been doing to curb the sadness of anything that's going on in your life? We went and saw the movie Heretic the other day, and I really enjoyed it. 8 out of 10. The ending felt a little like, I don't know, expected. Like, oh my god, of course. What did I else I expect? Men, you know? But I really do suggest going and seeing that. It's such a good movie. Definitely has a nice rewatch factor. I also watched Strange Darling, which I really called the twist, and it was still good, but I was like really hyping that one up. I was so excited to see it, and I'd give that one like a 7 out of 10 just because I did call the twist, and that does spoil it for me a little bit. But anyways, I did decide to put a little cat eye because that always brings me joy and makes me feel like the most myself, and I went a little bit on the thinner side, which I was really scared because the one eye turned out so good, and I was like, well, now I have to try to do another tiny wing, and doing tiny wings can be a little bit more difficult because you just have to take time, and yeah, and it turned out pretty good. Are they twins? No, I would say they're like sisters, so slightly looking the same. But yeah, look at that mirror. I feel like some of the sparkles looks just the same. With my Pacifica Collagen Lash Mascara, I really love this. The tube just brings me joy. It's glass, so I like clicking on it and doing some like ASMR anytime I pick up. It's just a nice sound. And also, this mascara really does help promote eyelash growth. I kind of forgot about it, so I need to get back to using it. But there are the eyes. You could leave it like that, but I did put lashes on because I'm always going to put lashes on. They make me happy and joyful, and I need that. I mean, look at that. Stunning, sparkly, joyful. Now we're going to put on the Galinda Glow Drops from Run Beauty's Wicked collection. I love the way these feel on my skin. They smell good, and they add such a like sparkly base. If I'm laughing here, it's because I was listening to a comedian I love. His live stream on Twitch. He's so funny, and I do suggest maybe listen to some music, listen to some funny podcasts, watch some funny movies. I mean, we need whatever we can get to these days. And then I went in with the Beauty Blender Skin Tint. I've been back into this. It's like the perfect shade for me, and it just looks so good on my skin. I don't know, there's something about it that is so good. If you're wanting to buy something at the Sephora sale, I guess you should have bought this before, because I think today's the last day, which today is Monday the 11th, so it's probably not going to up anymore when I post this. But I blended it in with the cutest sponge ever, which is the Wet n Wild Hello Kitty one. It also brought me joy, so I was gonna use that to put my skin tint on. I didn't show this, but I did before I did my eyeshadow and everything. I did put my face SPF on, which I'll link below. I got it in a BoxyCharm, and I'm obsessed with it. It works really good underneath the makeup, and it doesn't feel sticky or gross. We should all be mindful and always use sunscreen. We're taking the e.l.f. Camo Corrector, and I got the yellow one. This doesn't have like a huge amount of coverage, but I just like the yellow because it kind of counteracts that purple underneath my eyes that's always there. I've also been not sleeping good. I already have like insomnia, but it's been really bad lately. But oh well, I guess we'll figure that out eventually. The things I've been doing to keep me occupied, I've been going on lots of walks. It's getting nice and crispy and cold, which I love, but I am not ready for winter, that's for sure. Another thing that brings me joy is this powder. This is my favorite powder ever. It's the Kosas Cloud Set. I prefer the shade Airy, but I think this is Breezy, but it literally makes me look like a blurred out mannequin every single time. If it's a bad foundation, this always corrects it. And then we're taking the Creature Cosmetics Carve Your Face Out palette and that like contour color to chisel out my cheeks, my forehead, my nose, my jawline, all of the above, because we want to feel snatched. I'm trying to get back into reading. It's just so hard for me to focus on anything. I have some books on hold at the library, and I am still trying to finish the same book that I've been reading all year. I will also list that below because it's very interesting. Analyzing history and movie and television and how it like views women and how it always like makes them into monsters, but we all know that is quite the opposite. It is never women, it's always men. I hate to sound like I'm hating on men, but right now men are just not given good vibes. Are they anytime? Anyways, I'm going to contour my nose. I'm also using the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It bronzer. It's a nice warm but also cool toned bronzer just to give some more warmth to the face. The thing I rediscovered when I did that reorganization video was this Revolution Makeup palette in the shade Queen. I think it has 8 different shades, but I'd use that bright coral pink and then the more cool toned purpley mauve color, mixed it together, and it just created the most beautiful glow on the cheeks. Baked blushes have to be my #1 favorite blushes in that kind of formula, just because I think they add such a nice soft glow. You wouldn't even need to add a highlight, I don't feel like. But this palette is really good because it does have some lighter shade that could be used as highlights if you wanted. Look at that! I feel so cute. And then we're using this Teresa is Dead that she did with Lethal Cosmetics. I think this one was called Teresa's Lethal, and I'm using that highlighter that's called Eviscerate. It's super beautiful, alien slut as she would say, and you glow from space with this. The formula is a little crunchy, but if I buff it in, it works really well. It's just very fragile. And then we did go in with a burgundy mascara from L'Oreal Paris in the Voluminous range. I used to love the black version of this mascara. I just thought it tied in good with that pink on the above the lid. And for the lippy, we are taking an Rem Beauty at the Borderline lip liner pencil in the shade Alibi, which is a terracotta rose. Ulta had a sale the other day for 50% off this brand, so I swooped in and got my favorite shade, IQ. But I also picked up Alibi because it looked like a good color, and another go-to for me. It's one of those shades I'm going to pick up a lot, and I love this formula. It's really transfer proof, and when you can get a deal on these, go for it, because these were like $11, which is such a steal. But it's such a nice kind of vampy fall color. I still want to do my fall lip video combo, and I thought it went very nice with the eye. And then I did take the shade Bubbly in her At the Collar lipstick in the bullet one, just to add some more creaminess. It kind of toned down the shade a little bit, added a little bit more of a nuder quality to it, but I just wanted that creaminess because the lip liners, they're not like really dry, but they're not like the most moisturizing thing ever. But there is the finished look. I was feeling like a sparkly fairy, an opal iridescent Galinda's Bubble. I was loving it. I feel like I could wear this eyeshadow look to the movie next week. But who knows? We'll see what I do. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And don't forget that you are loved. And I know the world is a dark place right now, but try to hold on to the people that you know care about you and think about you, and do something that makes you happy. Maybe it's doing a very heavy glitter look like I did, or going on a walk, or reading a book, or listening to music, but don't listen to all the sad Taylor Swift songs like me, or you'll just cry all the time. But like I said, you are loved more than you know, and I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye!